Hyenas, welcome back to my channel. Hi. As you see, I'm here with my doggy and my other doggy. Come here, Chico. Chico. He's like in front of the camera stand, and right now he's laying down. So today I came here to talk to you guys about the Breonna Taylor case, and new revelations came out. Okay, so anonymous jurors came out in the Breonna Taylor case to speak out, saying homicide charges were not offered at all. So, let's watch the clip and then discuss. So I'm going to show you a clip of CBS News, and they're going to basically put an explanation there, and they interviewed one of the lawyers for the two jurors. Okay? Let's watch the clip and then discuss. Okay.
In the Breonna Taylor case, a member of the grand jury is breaking their silence after a Kentucky judge gave members permission to comment publicly. That grand jury in Louisville heard evidence in the police killing of Taylor and handed down no charges for her death. One officer has been charged with endangering Taylor's neighbors. One of the jurors complained that State Attorney General, that's Daniel Cameron, did not give them the option to charge police officers with murder. Our national correspondent, Jerika Duncan, is covering the Taylor case and the argument over the public's right to know.
When Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron said this back in September, two grand jurors fought to speak out.
Our investigation showed, and the grand jury agreed, that Mattingly and Cosgrove were justified in the return of deadly fire after having been fired upon by Kenneth Walker.
The anonymous grand jurors say the jury disagreed with that characterization and asked about additional charges, but were told there would be none because prosecutors couldn't make them stick. Attorney Kevin Glogauer represents both jurors.
I think from our client's perspective, they were completely thrown under the bus at that press conference.
In a statement, juror number 1 said the grand jury was not presented any charges other than the 3 wanton endangerment charges against Detective Hankinson. The grand jury did not have homicide offenses explained to them. Self-defense or justification was never explained either.
All of that evidence was not included in the grand jury presentation. Those grand jurors did not hear things that are very arguably relevant to those determinations.
Cameron issued a statement last night after the judge's ruling, which says in part, "As special prosecutor, it was my decision to ask for an indictment on charges that could be proven under Kentucky law." And for the first time, Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly, who carried out the search warrant at Taylor's apartment, spoke publicly to ABC News and the Louisville Courier-Journal.
It's not a race thing, like people want to try to make it to be. It's not. This is a point where we're doing our job, we return fire.
Last week, Gail King spoke to Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker. He says he fired once because he believes someone was breaking into Taylor's home. His bullet allegedly hit Sergeant Mattingly in the leg.
Do you see it as a black-white issue here?
I don't necessarily even see this as a black-white issue. It became that after they figured it out. But, white, black, it doesn't really matter. It could have been elderly people in there. It could have been kids. It could have been anything. So it was just wrong all the way around the board.
Attorneys say because there is no statute of limitation on felony charges in the state of Kentucky, technically, a new attorney general or the next attorney general could decide to prosecute this case with different charges. But Gail, the attorney for those anonymous jurors say this was really about those jurors getting out their truth, but he stopped short of saying whether or not those jurors believe which charges the officers should have or could have been charged with.
Boy, Jerika, this new information certainly opens up another wound for people who do not believe there have been justice in the Breonna Taylor case. Even Kenny Walker, when we talked to him, said, listen, as you heard him say, he didn't think it was black and white. He said it became black and white when they walked out the door. Keep in mind, he called 911 for help.
Right.
So when he comes out the building and the guns are pointed at him, he's kind of confused, like, what is happening here?
Right. Still so many questions, Gail. And what I thought was interesting, too, is that the attorney for the jurors said all of those charges were presented after hearing all the evidence instead of getting sort of a guideline of what you're listening for. So they said there were a lot of things that were confusing. So we're waiting to see if those jurors will, in fact, decide to speak publicly.
Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing the interview from the police officer. I've never heard a police officer shoot someone and say, yeah, this was about race. It'll be very interesting to see how that all turns out. Thank you very much, Jerika Duncan.
So, as you saw in that clip, that gave you an explanation about what's happened with the case. So, Attorney General Daniel Cameron, Republican Attorney General Daniel Cameron of Kentucky, basically threw the jurors on the bus, lied about it, and said, oh, they were completely justified. They believed the officers' decision was completely justified. No, and no. So that was a complete lie, Daniel Cameron. And you need to stop lying, dude. Please stop. Stop trying to defend the police, because you're just basically defending the system. That's what you are. You are basically kind of acting like an Uncle Tom. Or a sellout, really. You are a sellout. You are a sellout. For real. You are a sellout. You lying, throwing the jurors under the bus. You lied and threw them under the bus. So you're a sellout. Next, you wanted to defend the cops and not even prosecute them. You didn't even put you didn't even put charges against the other cops on literally them killing Breonna Taylor. Literally, Breonna Taylor was in the hallway of her kitchen while you guys started shooting at Kenneth Walker. And guess what happened? Oh yeah, you guys shot her and killed her. But no justice. They rather not give us any justice for this case. No. They want to defend the cops so much as possible. Because you're a sellout, Daniel Cameron. Also, we should arrest those killers. We should arrest them. For real. Literally, this just exposed how literally you guys are trying to cover up for the Louisville Police Department. And that ain't going well for you. So you're a sellout, Daniel Cameron. Next, the officers should be prosecuted. Literally, they just told you, the jurors just showed that, oh, no charges were brought up no homicide charges were brought up. No explanation for any of it, for any charges. Only 3 charges for child endangerment from one of the cops. Oh, yeah, my job. But no charges for all the cops when it came to them killing Breonna Taylor. So I see no justice for Breonna Taylor happening. So what I recommend all of you guys to do is vote for his opponent in 2023 so we can get that dude out. I'm tired of him. He needs to leave. That office, and I hope we prosecute him. I hope we see justice for Breonna Taylor. Because that's what we need. Justice for Breonna Taylor. But no, he refuses to do that. He refuses. Literally. SNL exposed you as a sellout. Next, the people at that march, I think it was on August 28th. Some of those people who were fighting for justice for Jacob Blake, some of those speakers at that rally, basically just exposed you as a sellout, because you are. Deal with it. I'm calling you a sellout for a reason. Deal with it. And even if Biden gets elected, he's not going to do anything. He's not going to give justice to Breonna Taylor. Not going to do that. Boy, nah. None of that. He ain't going to do any of it. So, it's completely stupid. But we're screwed in the long run, so. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.